Welcome to Badminton Unlimited, your must-watch weekly badminton magazine show. Coming up, India's renowned coach Pullela Gopichand talks about his unplanned journey into badminton.
Like all kids, engineering would have been my destination. Luckily for me, I didn't do well in a couple of exams, and then I had this year when my parents said you can continue playing.
And we check out the intense preparations required to get Hawkeye ready on match day.
Hawkeye's ready to go today.
Since being diagnosed with nose cancer last July, badminton icon Lee Chong Wei has battled hard on the road to full recovery. However, on the 13th of June, the 36-year-old Malaysian was forced to announce his difficult decision to hang up his racket at a press conference in Putrajaya.
Hari ini, I want to announce my retirement for the 19 years in BAM. I just discussed with my family and do this decision. Memang saya buat ini decision memang berat untuk saya because I really love this sport and this is more important untuk saya. Pertama memang sekarang untuk health lah, it's more important untuk saya. Bukan senang saya bawa selalu pakai baju gemilang Malaysia and all the way go to whole world and play all the tournaments. I think I will proud myself also. I can give the best result to my country. And more important, I want to thank my family, my wife. It's more important. And last, I want to thank you, Malaysia. And 19 years international team, and all the way fighting for my country. Thank you.
A model professional and an immaculate champion, Lee Chong Wei amassed an incredible haul of 69 titles, including 4 All-England crowns and 5 Commonwealth Games victories. He also excelled at the highest levels, although glory repeatedly eluded the 3-time Olympic silver medalist. Lee was also runner-up at 3 World Championships. There is no shadow of a doubt Lee walks away as one of the greatest players to grace the badminton courts. All the very best, Datuk Lee Chong Wei, and thank you. Reflecting on Lee Chong Wei's career, it's fitting that his 69th and last title came on home turf, the Celcom Axiata Malaysia Open 2018. Lee was playing in his 14th final in this tournament and chasing a record 12th victory. But the former world number one had to overcome resurgent Japanese Kento Momota, who was then enjoying a 21-match winning streak.
The possibilities he needs on the front court, particularly. That's well played.
Brilliant. Oh, unbelievable defence of a brilliant smash. Oh! Incredible.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh, look at that defence. Lucky net chords from Kento Momota. Don't believe it. He did that yesterday, you know.
Yeah.
He played a net cord off a net cord. Opening game. Immediately apologises Lee Chong Wei for hitting his opponent.
Good shot again. so much confidence, Lee Chong Wei.
Oh, Momota left stranded once more. Oh my goodness. Oh! This is getting better and better. Well, Lee Chong Wei seems to have got the better of the net play now. Oh, superb. Just gave the block. He touched the net. Oh, that's a great smash. Great smash. Straight at Momota.
Oh,
it's
that's
went in.
fantastic. Good shot.
That's wonderful. Well, what was it you were saying about a little bit of luck? And that little bit of luck fell to Lee Chong Wei. Challenge. What does Hawkeye say? Hawkeye says he's won his 12th Malaysian Open title.
Following the completion of the Crown Group Australian Open 2019, shuttlers take a mid-season break with the HSBC BWF World Tour resuming on the 9th of July at the Yonex US Open 2019. After almost 6 hectic months of competition, let's take a quick look at the HSBC Race to Guangzhou rankings. In men's singles, Victor Axelsen maintains top position with 2 titles in Barcelona and New Delhi. Jonathan Christie replaces Kenta Momota in second, following his triumph in Sydney. Losing finalist Anthony Sinisuka Ginting edges closer to Lin Dan at number 4, while Chinese Taipei's Wang Qiuwei is the biggest mover of the week, climbing 5 places due to his semi-final run in Australia. Thailand's Ratchanok Intanon leads the women's singles charge, due largely to 2 victories in 8 tournaments. Nozomi Okuhara, who defeated Intanon in the Australian Open semi-finals, advances 1 spot to number 2, displacing her compatriot Akane Yamaguchi. Sung Ji-hyun's return from injury sees her climbing 4 places after a quarterfinal showing in Australia. In men's doubles, Takeshi Kamura and Keigo Sonoda swap places with Mohammad Hassan and Hendra Setiwan at the top. The rest of the leading 8 pairs remains unchanged. Li Yang and Wang Qilin, already winners 3 times this season, are at number 3, with Malaysia occupying the 4th and 5th positions. Yonex German Open winners Hiroyuki Endo and Yuta Watanabe complete the top 8. Japan occupies the top 3 spots in women's doubles, with Singapore Open champions Mayu Matsumoto and Wakana Nagahara leading the pack. Gracia Polly and Apriyani Rahayu, who lost to Chun Ching Chen and Jia Yifan in Sydney, hang on to 4th spot. Korea's Chang Yuna and Jung Kyung Eun complete the top 8. In mixed doubles, Chung Peng-soon and Go Liu Ying, who have played 9 tournaments this year, head the ranking. Despite competing in only 4 HSBC BWF World Tour events, Zheng Siwei and Huang Yaqiong's 3 wins put them in 6th position. Wang Yiliu and Huang Dongping's triumph in Sydney propel them 6 places up to number 8.
Hi, I am Pullela Gopichand, badminton coach, and you're watching Badminton Unlimited. I wake up at around 4 o'clock. I spend most of my day at the academy and I finish by around 5:30. Get back home, have an early dinner, and I hit the bed by 9 o'clock and I'm sleeping by 9.
Gopi on court and off the court is very, very different, because on court I really don't go to him because he is really very, very serious on court, but definitely once off court he is very fun. He is that kind of a person, you can't see even a bit of that anger or that frustration. So that is one great thing he has.
I just loved sport and I love to play. Like all kids, engineering would have been my destination. Luckily for me, I didn't do well in a couple of exams, and then I had this year when my parents said you can continue playing, and if you do well, you can continue playing the sport. And that year was very critical. That was the year when I won the junior nationals. I went for my first international tournament.
We as a family, we are just supporting Gopi, but definitely what Gopi has done till now is like incomparable, I should say. I still remember when we used to go as players, they are not the Chinese or like the dominant countries that time never even used to look at India. Indian players, it's okay. But now when India is stepping in badminton, it's with a lot of respect they are seeing India. So that's a huge difference. And even though as players I couldn't achieve much, but I feel really happy seeing other Indian players doing well. All credit goes to, I think, Gopi. It's only his hard work. Whatever changes he's got into the game, it's just his hard work, I should say.
I've loved the discipline. I love the discipline which sports bring in. Love when your life is focused and you have a commitment to work, then you're not really working. I think these words of discipline and hard work come only when you don't love what you do and when you think of it as a burden. But for me, I think love what you do and understand why you need to do a certain thing, and then you do it with that understanding makes the whole difference.
I think Gopi sir doesn't eat a lot, so I just want him to eat good food sometimes at least.
He doesn't eat much of junk food, I must say, but I would ask him that when are you gonna eat junk food like with me? But yeah, I think he's a very disciplined person, and I think diet and whatever it is, he's very clear in what he wants.
I'm on, I fast, I do a intermittent fast and a normal food otherwise. Most of the meal is vegetables and a little bit of protein. I've done a lot of reading in terms of strength and conditioning, physiology, psychology and that kind of thing, and also spirituality to a large extent. On the flight, I do catch up on some movies, but to me to actually watch a 3-hour movie back to back is just such a pain. So Bahubali I watched, and I do watch them bits and pieces, so I'll just watch little, then skip and watch the 3-hour movie in maybe 40 minutes or 45 minutes. I'm okay with any kind of music, and I love most musics. It's not that I like a particular brand, but any kind of music is good for me.
More of Pullela Gopichand after the short break as we find out how this well-respected coach keeps his players in check.
Wait outside their rooms to ensure that they don't sneak out, take phones and gadgets away so that they sleep on time.
And we experience the mammoth task of setting up the Hawkeye system.
We're going to go, I think 3 cameras up there, 2, and then 3 again.
I may not be able to achieve everything what I started. I may not be building the 100th floor of the building, which I believe is Indian badminton's. But if I'm able to contribute to build the first floor in my lifetime, I would be happy.
I would say he's a guru and is a mentor.
The man behind badminton in India.
He is the best man in badminton ever.
He is the god for badminton in India.
He has all the qualities what a perfect person should have.
Badminton has given me a lot more than I've given it. And I really truly love it, and I keep learning from it.
When I first came to Hyderabad to do my practice in Lal Bahadur Stadium, he's a junior boy around the age of 15 years. because he is quite sincere at that age also. And fitness wise, he used to do 6.5 days a week. Whatever prize money he used to get, he used to spend on badminton only, like buying shuttles, rackets, shoes.
Well, I've been very fortunate because in my entire career, God's grace, he just placed some beautiful people in my life. My first coach was Hamid Hussain sir, and I remember he didn't teach me the real basics of holding a grip or playing footwork or something. But he made me love the sport, and he made me love to come to the stadium. So he was a real magnet in that sense. The next coach who was there was Arif Sir. What I learned about structure and discipline was thanks to Arif Sir. And then I had very fortunate to have a couple of Chinese coaches. One when I was growing up in camps, Wang Xiaomin, hard taskmaster. He never used to let me roam around with the other kids. They would have a party and he would say, Gopi, not come, not come. So he kind of protected me all along. Then I was at the Prakash Academy. And for us actually to have Prakash sir as a role model is something huge. Because if not for him, I don't think any Indian would have got to say the semis of the All England or something. But never could we have imagined that we can win a tournament like that. Thanks to him, we at least can relate that an Indian can win this tournament. The last part of my journey, I had Ganguly Prasad as my coach. He was somebody whom I could relate to. We were more like friends. So for me, I've been so beautifully wed into such coaches. So for me, I was like, I'm not the most talented in my group. I still made it. I didn't have the best of facilities, still I made it. But these kids have so much more talent than me. And if they have good facilities, they can do much better than me. That's the process with which I started coaching.
Somebody who has given everything to badminton. I don't think in India somebody is like Gopi sir. I don't know about the world, but somebody in India can't be next Gopichand because he has given his home, he has mortgaged his home, he has mortgaged his car to construct an academy. And today, because of his all hard work only, this is where we are standing in badminton.
I think for him, this is everything. Badminton is his passion, I would say, and being a player and then now coach, he knows what it is and what he wants from a player. And I think definitely he's achieved a lot, and now he's doing it for everybody, and then the whole nation is very proud about it.
I see players, and the only time I feel sad and bad is when I see players don't give it all they have and they're not disciplined enough. If they put in work and if they lose, it just doesn't hurt me at all. At the highest level also, it doesn't hurt me. If they've given it all they have, it's good enough for me. I think when I started coaching, I started at 8 o'clock, and then 8 went to 7 and 7 went to 6 and 5 and stuff. And today, luckily, we have a doubles separate department, a singles separate department. Well, I think it's important that they're on their toes, they're alert, they know that I'm watching. I have walked into rooms of top players to check what food, any biscuits and chocolates they have, wait outside their rooms to ensure that they don't sneak out, take phones and gadgets away so that they sleep on time.
Everyone wants him for the sessions as well, because everyone feels if Gopi sir is there present in each and every session, even they put their 100% effort in that. So all the kids are feared to him, but everyone wants him in every session as well.
You know, whatever Indian badminton currently is, if I were to identify one person, I think it would be Gopi.
Where we started from and where we are, and what the results speak, I can surely say it's something which at some point of time, if I have to evaluate myself, I'll be proud of.
Since 2014, Top Flight Badminton has been revolutionized with Hawkeye innovations. Through its smart replay technology, Hawkeye has played a prominent role in assisting technical officials with line calls. At the Singapore Badminton Open back in April, our cameras were given exclusive access to find out what it takes to put the system together.
Hi, I'm Chris Abbott. I've been Hawkeye for 3 years. Here at the Singapore Open to deliver the Badminton Challenge system on behalf of Hawkeye. Kit's finally arriving. So right now I've got a three-man team over in Kuala Lumpur for the Malaysia Open, while we're here getting ready to set this up. And this will in and out, and when it might be the European stint, might be the Asian stint, and we just follow it around, working pretty hard. And then when we're on site, just putting the hours in to get the job done, really. We're going to go, I think, 3 cameras up there, 2, and then 3 again. Bit of an awkward stadium, lots of different levels, so lots of cables going up, then going down again. So the reason we have the 10 cameras all around the court is to firstly make sure we've always got the shuttle covered wherever it may be on the court, and then the cameras are all working in conjunction, in essence, to agree on where the shuttle is. And from that we can build really, really accurate models of the shuttle flight, so we know exactly where it landed on the court. Firstly, we've got our clamp here, which we can put on just about any kind of railing. And then for now, I'm just going to point it roughly at the court, so that when I access it, I just know that that is the camera I'm expecting it to be. And to make sure the iris isn't crooked. We've just started running all of the long cabling around each of the cameras, and I'm just building our operations area now. Shouldn't take too much longer, putting all the big stuff up, so the screens, keyboards, the computers, and then I've got a lot of networking to do to connect it all up, so we'll talk to one another. Yeah, fair bit to do, still, fair bit. Hi, here we are, Singapore Badminton Open. Been live for 4 days so far, all's been good. Hawkeye's ready to go today, but business end of the tournament now, it's where it gets all a little bit more exciting. Semi-finals today, big finals day tomorrow. So yeah, looking forward to it, should be good. So fire everything up and just check everything's looking healthy to start with, just the computers are all looking happy. And then we start to launch all of our software. The camera's still in focus, lined up, and everything's talking to each other nicely.
And we have a challenge.
Tai challengers called in.
Rolling it. Hawkeye ready.
Yeah, very tight, but in. Challenge unsuccessful.
I think the players, they feel so much happier when they're on court 1 and they know they've got the opportunity quite often. If we're looking at another court and we'll see a player on court 2 maybe, really unhappy with the line call, but they don't have that ability to challenge. So just in terms of making sure the game's a lot fairer and that it's decided for the right reasons. It's not decided by a bad line call or a bad decision, knowing that we get the decision correct and whoever deserves to win the match wins the match based on their play. Occasionally, if it's not clear that there's actually a challenge, what happens quite a lot is the umpire might just go, so we look down and we're like, is there a challenge? And then everyone's sort of looking at the screen and I think there is, but that can be a little, you can look a little bit silly on TV when that happens, but yeah, no, everyone's getting a little bit better and got quite used to the system, but we're normally pretty ready to go. I hope you've enjoyed learning a little bit about Hawkeye and what we do on site for the badminton. End of this tournament we'll be packing up, getting all of the equipment ready to go to the next one, so hope to see you guys around at the next event on the tour. Cheers.
Before we go, let's check out what your favourite shuttlers have been sharing on their social media.
I, Lee Chong Wei, and wish all the fathers Happy Father's Day.
That's it for this episode of Badminton Unlimited. Join us again next week as Denmark's Kim Astrup and Anders Skarup Rasmussen share their aspirations to build on their biggest World Tour title.
When we won the China Open, I think it was an eye-opener that it's possible to do great things.
And Katie Hall and Guillaume Gailly share their experience as BWF Para Badminton experts. In the meantime, stay connected with the latest news on the HSBC BWF World Tour on bwfworldtour.com. It's bye-bye for now.